Hello, my name is Benjamin Day. Welcome to Team Quartz's adventure. Starting out, we are here at the campsite. Kind of get to feel the movement. There's a little key to this chest here. Just get yourself warmed up. And now we are on our way to the first level of adventure. Kind of created this tunnel here to kind of guide the player. And now we are here. This is my level. And it is called Stranded. As the player gets washed up onto the beach, kind of as the player looks around, they can see that there is some kind of building off in the distance. They can't quite tell what it is yet. But they can also walk around here like a little cabin, and then they will start their climb towards the building at the top. This is the first set of jumping and climbing up the cliff. Get some practicing for what's to come. As they get up higher, they can see, yep, that is a castle out in the distance. And that is their end objective. Once the player drops here, they can no longer go back. And then they can kind of see the trees. And this is another walkway towards the next area. Once they enter here, now they also cannot go back from here. And now they drop down into a maze. So this light here kind of guides them kind of this direction initially. To show they have to jump up here, kind of some basic jumping into this upper area here, or then they are now brought to a treasure chest. Well, this would be a key, a front door key. So it tells the player that it's probably for the castle up ahead. The player then continues on. This part here, a little bit of a kind of a guide with the fences, but also lets the player know that if they, if they fall, that they could potentially die. This takes a few tries. Here's the bridge with the waterfall. A little bit windy up here as you climb. There's my favorite part here is the fire. That kind of, when you walk in, kind of gives you that dark feel. And the player is brought up to this ascending staircase. As they finish up, you notice there's a bigger key is required to get to the back door. The player can now finish the level, and that is Stranded. And as we come down this staircase here, we are then brought to the finish and the start of the new level. Thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, my name is Hunter Coleman, and welcome to my level, A Storm is Coming. As you can see, the theme is that a storm is coming, and our character needs to escape. As you look around here at the beginning level, you'll notice that the grass moves in time with the storm, which is one of my favorite things about it, and there is lighting sort of condensed into the center, so it gives that darker, kind of harder to see kind of feel to the level. And we do have sounds of rain and wind and thunder that I'm pretty happy about. Whoops, gonna have to jump back up here. Hopefully that doesn't take too much time. Um, Definitely at the beginning, put in some easier things to kind of allow the player to get acquainted with the jumping system and just how latching onto things goes. There's really nowhere else for the player to go, so it gets pretty obvious. And right here's our first valve after the super simple building there. We do kind of put some lighting onto a few of the ledges there just so the player can easily find out where it is. Sometimes they can be kind of hard to see. We do have a waterfall, and you can't go across except for under the waterfall, which kind of keeps the player in the right direction. In this first maze, you'll see back that way there's a slight way that they could go the wrong way, but it's not as super. There won't be a lot of backtracking or anything. And then we come to our second valve, and there's a pitfall there. And here, there's actually an ability for skill expression. A lot of players will jump over to that ledge, and then up there, and then up there. But if you're good, you'll figure out you can just do this. And I did have the option to fix that. I think I found it, and then I decided I kind of like it. You jump over here, you find out this used to be somewhat of an old cavern, based on the theme, and you'll see why it makes sense that there would be something down here once we get back up out of this trap hole, I guess you would call it. That jump there, I make it look kind of easy, but it actually, since there's a roof above you, you have to hit it at a pretty good angle. Here, you jump right across. If you do fall, there's a path back up, but we won't waste time with that. But a lot of players, if they don't make that jump, might have to use that. So then you jump up here, and you'll see that everything is sort of in disarray. You know, there's a lot of vines everywhere, and it obviously hasn't been taken care of. And then you come out here and bam, big castle. So that explains why there's a cavern down there. And there's some lighting on the castle and a bunch of just overgrown grass, probably from rain. And basically you find out you need a castle key here. There's really not many areas you haven't discovered, so you come over here and there's a magical hammer for you. You jump up, hopefully they notice that there's a ledge here that will kind of guide them in this direction. And up here, it's kind of a mess, you know, so it might give a player that hasn't seen it a minute. They might have to think about it. I kind of already know. Oh, and I'm great at falling off of things in this run. So we're going to run right back up there, and we will get to that key in just a moment. And this is one of my favorite things here, is finding that magical hammer and then smashing open the box. That's definitely doesn't look like smashing, but I think it is. And then we go ahead, get through here, and we are about to move on to Zachary Kruger's level.
Hi all, my name is Zachary Kugler. I'm the level designer for Trek in the Woods. As you can see, you start out here in this camp. We've got a nice cozy fire that goes. Kind of got lighting coming through the trees as it's kind of starting to brighten up out there a little bit from Hunter's level of going through the rain. So you begin your climb. In beginning the climb, you'll notice that when you jump, it's a double jump, and so it is intentional, so that way you can get up the cliff side faster. As you drop down, you'll see this pile of gold. So this pile of gold is just a ruse. It is fake. You will not be able to pick it up, but it's there just to kind of tempt you to keep going forward. As you can see, we're looking around, trying to figure out how to get to the next one. You'll come over here and you see that there's a lever. Press C and you can watch that this stone bridge drops from the other side, which is, in my opinion, pretty cool. It's one of the most interesting pieces that I got to code so far to actually get to function. You're going to come over here. You're going to jump on this ledge, jump up, and then you're going to jump up on this one. This gets you into the shrine. Once you jump down here, you see like all the nice purple lighting and whatnot, but you notice that you can't go forward, so you come back down here and follow this around, and you have another lever. You see a switch. Look at that, and that means you've activated the trapdoor on the floor. So you come up, and then as you're going through, you're looking around, as you can see, the shrine is very well lit. Jump up here and interact. The collectible in here is supposed to be gold or an item. The door is kind of big and messy to activate. And then once we walk out of here, then we're on to Martin's level here. Thanks for watching.
Hello, my name is Martin Chadley, and I'm the designer of this Egyptian-themed level. When the player reaches the starting area, they can see a refuge and 2 ways up to that refuge. These walls here direct the player toward these stairs to go up to this area. Once the player reaches this platform, they're given multiple paths to take, to the left or right, leading up to the refuge. I chose the right path. Once to the top, the player has a clear view of the objective in the distance. View in front of this refuge, there's a tube leading down. Once the player reaches this area, the left and right side are blocked off, so they must go up one of these ledges here. This leads them down a path toward the pyramid. This area gives the player multiple choices to get to this pyramid here. Each path leads to the same place. The player must then make their way up the pyramid. Once at the top, they see the oasis in view in front of them, and a similar tube to the one they experienced before. The player is then given 3 choices. Take the middle, the left, or the right side of this wall. The player is then given a path forward. They can take the left or the right, or even the corner. The player then is given a door that they may open. This leads them to an area beneath the oasis. These walls direct toward the stairs. The player then sees a chest at the end of the oasis. They may open that chest and get the reward. Then they've completed the level. Very proud of all the materials I used and how realistic this level looks as a whole. Once opening the chest and getting a reward, you can go to the end area here, where there's a fertile land leading to a cave entrance. This leads to the next level, done by Mark Loeffler.
Hello, I am Mark Loeffler. I'm the level designer for this section of the adventure game project, and the theme of my level is a dusty canyon designed to take advantage of all the platforming skills that you've learned along the way. And this ledge right here will force you to take advantage of that slope to extend your jump, giving you a new way of taking advantage of the game's physics. And that will allow you to get this key, which will move you on to the next section, where you can see the most clear example of a lead line in the game, and that's that slope right there, which will direct your eyes towards the platform where you need to be going. From here, you have to make the slightly more difficult jump up here, where you can take advantage of this slope to extend your jump, making it slightly easier, or you can just try and make the jump, which is one of the more difficult ones in the game, but definitely is doable as just a straight jump. And from there, you will move on to a simpler test of your skills, and this provides a slightly safer place to test all of your skills that you've learned so far, like the basic jumps. And right here, this jump in particular, you can test using the slopes if you so choose to extend your jump. And then here, from here, we'll move on to the hardest platforming section in the game, and the section I arguably put the most work into. And that would be this right here. And to start with, you have a diagonal jump, which aren't super common. And then you have this jump right here, which is literally impossible if you don't use the slopes to extend your jump like that. And that from here, you have a couple of diagonal jumps where the ledges aren't actually facing you, making them slightly more difficult to pull off. And finally, the hardest jump in the game is this one right here, where you have to take advantage of the slope at a precise angle in order to make the jump, and that is the section I'm arguably the proudest of, because it took the most balancing and playtesting to get just right, without making it too difficult so as to be impossible, or so easy as to be trivial. And from here you have a couple of vertical jumps, which you should be very familiar with at this point. And from here you move on to the end of the level, and from there can just go on to the lodge and relax and think about your adventure so far.
Hey everyone, this is Hunter Coleman again, and on behalf of Team Quartz, we just wanted to say one final time, thank you so much for watching, and we really hope you enjoyed what you saw.